I used to think running a business required hours of hard work and endless chaos. At least that was until I discovered a simple 2-minute habit that doubled my output and grew my business fast despite only working 4 to 5 hours a day. It's the exact habit that I now give to every client at selfmastery.co to build, and they've been able to take back control and run their business in less than 20 hours a week while doubling their monthly income. So in this video, I'm going to show you what that habit is and exactly how you can use it to take back control of your time and business. Let's dive in. Here's the thing that most entrepreneurs don't realize. Your calendar tells the truth about your business. So if I looked at your calendar right now, would I see a clear plan for the day or an endless mess of random calls, reactive tasks, and a vague to-do list? Because look, if you don't own your day owns you. It's like running into battle without a map. You've got the weapons, the armor, the soldiers, but no strategy. So every day feels like chaos. You wake up, you start reacting, emails, team issues, client fires, and before you know it, 10 hours have passed. At 6 p.m, you're closing the laptop and you got nothing truly important done. Now, that used to be me as well. I was drowning in tasks, convincing myself that I was being productive because I was busy. But the truth, I was just spinning my wheels, okay? Always exhausted, yet never making meaningful progress. And what I realized was that until you create order in your day, your business will always feel chaotic because look, your business doesn't grow because you're doing more work. It grows because you're doing the right work. But most business owners are drowning in busy work tasks that make them feel productive, but don't actually move the needle or move the business forward, when in reality, every business only has 2 to 3 non-negotiable tasks, which are a marketing, sales, and fulfillment task. And then every business only ever has one constraint, one bottleneck, holding back growth that if you fix, everything flows that bit smoother. But if you're too busy winging your day, reacting to whatever feels most urgent and rushing to put out every fire, you'll never actually make time for those important tasks or solving that constraint that's limiting your growth. It's weird, right? Because we always think that we have to put out the fires or, solve those urgent problems to make time for the important work. But the issue is that those urgent problems aren't actually important, and there's an infinite number of them. Like if you solve one, another just magically pops up, and yet if you didn't solve them or if you left them for a few hours before you solved them, your business surprisingly wouldn't fall apart. But if you ignore the important work, those non-negotiable tasks for long enough, your business will quite literally fall apart. That's why this habit, it's not just about structure. It's about creating the space to work on the things that actually scale your business so that business feels that bit easier and you don't have to work, every hour under the sun just to grow or even just to survive. And with that, I'll not keep you waiting any longer. I'm going to tell you the habit, but I want to warn you that you're going to hear this habit and think, oh, that's too simple. And you might want to click off, but I can promise you that if your business feels in any way chaotic, if you're always putting out fires, always reacting, then you need to do this habit. But the difference is there's a very particular way that you need to do it, and that's what I'm going to explain to you now. But the habit itself is spending 2 minutes planning your day the night before, but not just any kind of planning, okay? Because let's be honest, you've already tried planning, you've made lists, you've set intentions, and yet it's never worked. Why? Well, it's because you're doing it wrong. But this is the exact way I get 6, 7, and 8-figure business owners to plan their day. And when they do it, it's like flipping a switch. Suddenly the fires don't pull you off course anymore, the chaos disappears, and the results? You get way more done in way less time. So here's how you do it. Now, most people plan on their phones or laptops using the likes of, Google Calendar. And first off, that's a huge bloody mistake. I don't know a single person who's tried planning their days on a calendar app and actually had a good experience with it, actually working. Now, if you're the exception, fair play, but let's be fair, the reality is those devices, your phone, your laptop, etc., are built to distract you. And that's why I use a pocket notebook, which I've done for over 1,800 days. I know, but that just shows how much it works and how powerful it is. And really, it's the main reason is because I can always have this open on my desk. So when I need to see what I'm doing next, I don't have to check my phone or my laptop and get distracted. I just glance down and look, this seems small, but how many times have you went to, check something on your phone or laptop only then down a 30-minute rabbit hole? It happens, but not when you use a pocket notebook. And for some reason, I really don't know why, but it just works like magic. Every single person I get to use this notebook to plan their day has such a better experience and actually uses it and sticks to their schedule and feels so much more in control. It's weird, it's simple, but it's so damn effective. And so what you want to do is every night you want to plan tomorrow. Again, you'll think, oh, I'll just plan my day in the morning. Don't, okay? Just don't, because look, in the morning when you're planning for what you're going to do that day, you're emotionally connected to the things that you're going to plan. you're going to realize, at least subconsciously, that, oh, I have these hard, important tasks to do. I might just put them off so I don't have to do them right away. And of course, you'll not really be thinking that. That'll all be subconscious, but that's why you don't do the important work. You'll also be aware of the fires and problems that you have that day, and you'll prioritize them for no reason other than they feel urgent. And so what happens is you end up never doing the tasks that actually grow your bloody business, so business feels hard, and you never solve the bottlenecks that are holding your business back, and so your business never blows up. So it is essential that you plan your day the night before so that you're not emotionally connected to the things you have to do, and you can plan objectively and in the most productive way possible. So take 2 minutes every night to plan tomorrow. What you should do is you should take 2 pages in a pocket notebook or a standard notebook. I just use a pocket one because it's smaller, really, and it's just easier to carry. But what you want to do is you want to write the day and the date at the top of the left-hand page. Then on the left-hand side on the left-hand page, you want to write down every hour from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. On the right-hand page, you want to split the page into half, with the top half for main tasks and the bottom half for random notes throughout the day. Now, I got these pocket notebooks custom made for me with this layout, but before I got them custom made, I used to just draw this layout out. It takes an extra 2 minutes, so might actually end up being a 5-minute habit rather than a 2-minute habit, but it is so worth doing. Now, there are obviously notebooks that you can buy on Amazon and etc. with similar layouts, but they're never as simple, and they always have like journal prompts and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for that, but not when I'm planning my day. I would rather keep that in a separate notebook, and so that's why I draw this layout out, because it's exactly what I need. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less, etc. You then want to list out every task you have to do tomorrow in the main tasks section, but you want to do it in order of priority. So your 2 to 3 non-negotiable tasks are written first. So your marketing, your sales, your fulfillment tasks. Then your strategic action, which at selfmastery.co, strategic actions are what we call any projects or thing you're working on in the business that isn't done every day. It's like fixing a new bottleneck, launching a new offer, writing a new campaign, etc. It's anything that is a project that moves the business forward and will create asymmetric growth. You then want to write down any small tasks that you need to do, then any life tasks like groceries, the gym, etc. Once you have all your tasks listed out, now you take those tasks and schedule them into the left-hand page hour by hour. And I am saying hour as in the time, H-O-U-R. Apologies for my accent, and hopefully you can understand me. And you want to write them down in the order that you wrote them down. So schedule your non-negotiables first, then your strategic actions, etc. Of course, some tasks will, take 20 minutes, so you might get 2 or 3 tasks done in 1 hour, and other tasks will take 3 hours, so you'll need to use some common sense and, schedule accordingly. And obviously, you want to schedule these tasks around things that are set in stone, like calls, appointments, bringing the kids to school, etc. So what I normally do is take 10 minutes on a Sunday and go through the coming week and schedule anything set in stone to the time it's happening on the day, so that when I'm planning each day, I'm already planning around the things that are set in stone. And you want to schedule the last hour of your day to be a daily wrap block. So if you want to finish work at 6 p.m, 2 p.m, 9 p.m, whatever time, have the last hour as a daily wrap. So at selfmastery.co, a daily wrap is a block of time where you deal with any fires or problems or emails that come up throughout the day, so that you don't have to deal with them during the day and therefore get derailed from your schedule for things that really aren't important and could have waited a few hours. And yes, they can wait to the end of the day. Nothing's going to fall apart. I've had 8-figure business owners literally do this, and they've thought, oh, my whole business is going to fall apart. Nothing happens, okay? You actually train your team to take a bit of initiative and actually do the things and solve the problems themselves, rather than running to you. All of a sudden, you've just scheduled every single thing you need to do, and you've just created order and structure, you've contained fires, and you've made time, most importantly, for what matters. When you plan like this, you stop letting fires dictate your day, you stop reacting, and instead you deliberately carve out time for what matters most. Whether that's, fixing the one bottleneck that's slowing your business down, or focusing on the 2 to 3 actions or tasks that actually generate leads, close deals, and drive results. You flip a bloody switch and you take back control, which is also why it's so important to plan your important tasks first. That way you get them done when your energy and focus are highest, when there's fewer distractions, and when you're most likely to actually bloody do them to the highest quality that you can. That is literally why most businesses don't grow. They simply don't do their non-negotiables that grow the business, and they don't work on fixing the bottleneck that's limiting growth. So they don't do the thing that drives more volume through their system, and they don't fix the thing that's limiting the business and at converting that volume. But when you plan your day like this, you make time for those things that actually grow the business, so your business blows up and it feels that bit easier. Now, at first glance, this obviously seems too simple to work, but that's exactly why it works, because complexity is the enemy of execution, or at least consistent execution. This habit gives you clarity, so you know what to focus on. It gives you structure, so every hour has a job, and it gives you containment, so fires and distractions stop bleeding into your whole day because you use a daily wrap and deal with all those things in that set time, rather than when they just randomly pop up and take you off your schedule. And therefore, when you go off your schedule, it's really hard to get back on. So you close the laptop at 6 p.m, 9 p.m, 2 p.m, whenever it is, and you realize I didn't get any of the things that I wanted to do done, and so you feel guilty. And because you can never stick to your schedule, because you're always getting distracted by fires and always reacting, you realize, oh, there's no point planning my day, so you end up winging it. Therefore, your days and business are full of chaos, and you never work on the things that grow your business. Doing this, planning your day like this, fixes that instantly. I've watched 7-figure founders go from working 60-hour weeks to working 20 and growing faster just by implementing this one habit, despite how simple it might seem. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, grab a notebook, spend 2 minutes planning tomorrow, following the process we went over, and then keep it open on your desk all day. And look, obviously a big part of this and how effective this is going to be knowing what your constraint is that's holding your business back, so that you can actually work on fixing it. So if you want a system for identifying that constraint, click the video on screen now and I'll show you it.